What up, peeps? Tony Baker here, back with another movie review. I know I'm late, but man, I was working, it was crazy. But that's neither here nor there, man. Captain America, Brave New World. It's what everybody's talking about. It had a huge opening weekend. You know what's funny about Marvel? Marvel got so big that, you know, they looking at $100 million opening and it's like, okay. That's how big you got to be. It's like $100 million in 4 days is crazy. But to Marvel, they like, hey, can't win them all. Like, bro, that's $100 million in 4 days. Most movie studios and movies be like, $100 million? We made $100 million in 8 months. They'd be excited about that. In 4 days? Not enough. Not enough. Look at the reviews. Oh, no, it's not cutting it. Here at Marvel, we go for $900 million the first weekend, and then we taper off slowly from there. We're looking for billions here. It's a lot riding on this movie. Of course, it's the first tentpole of the year, and it did that. It delivered. $100 million in 4 days in February, that ain't no slouch. Even with the bad press and the bad reviews and stuff like that, and like, you know, you hear stories about the reshoots that they had to do, and that's always making people nervous. When you hear about studios reshooting stuff, you be like, oh, the movie ain't hitting. They going in there changing too much. So it's a lot going on as far as like, and plus, you know, people like, nah, man, Falcon will never beat Captain America. You got those people too, just holding on to Steve Rogers and be like, well, look, Steve chose to go back in time and just age and be old and retire. Y'all just gonna have to get over it. The Steve in this reality was like, man, I'm going back in time. I'm sick of you new age cats. I'm going to be with my old timey girl, and I'm gonna just grow old and just live through life. I want to see Martin Luther King and them do their thing, and I just want to get old while being super. You know what I'm saying? So we don't even know what he was up to. He's like, nah, I don't even want to tell you. You just take the shield. Now Sam Wilson has the pressure of carrying that Captain America mantle, which it's a double whammy. Like it's dope that it means something to him in the movie as well as an actor. It's like a double edge. So I think that's pretty dope. The story revolves around Sam Wilson. He's the new Captain America, you know, and he's got his sidekick. So he's got like a new Falcon with him, pretty much, essentially. Joaquin Torres is like the new Falcon. So we just, you know, progressing on. It's funny that everybody just gonna move up, and then Joaquin's gonna be like, I'm gonna be the new captain, then I need a new Falcon. And then it's just gonna keep going. They're just gonna keep doing this. They're just gonna keep doing this. So they're out here doing their thing. They're doing missions in Mexico. And at the same time, Sam Wilson he's kind of reluctant on bringing Joaquin in as an official Falcon because, you know, he don't want to put him in harm's way. And they're not super powered. So, you know, they're dealing with some wild, you know, criminals out here. Some may or may not be super powered, whatever. But he's just kind of, you know, apprehensive on fully bringing him in as Falcon because he don't want to be responsible for getting him hurt out here. And so he's dealing with that and just the pressures of being the new Cap. Thaddeus Ross, General Ross, has just been elected president of the United States. So, you know, he done moved up in the game. Essentially, this movie has a lot of ties to the Incredible Hulk from 2008 or 9, one of those, back when the MCU was first getting its feet off the ground. And so you got General Ross in here and, like, you know, characters from that are coming back into the fold. So he's the new president now. And, you know, General Ross and, like, Captain America and them wasn't seeing eye to eye on stuff. So Sam was just like, you know, I don't know about this guy as the president. But the president invited him and his boy Joaquin to the White House. Meanwhile, Sam has a great working relationship with Isaiah Whitlock, who was the first Captain America. If you're not familiar with the show, he's one of the black soldiers that they gave the super serum to. And while the rest of them died off, he survived. But he was in prison for like 30 years. And so there's a lot of, you know, heavy story on that. And I feel like Isaiah Whitlock is a strong character that I like having around and I like digging into his story, played by Carl Lumbly. And even though, Sam is trying to bring Falcon up, he's like, yo, man, you can take some training from the original Captain America. He's like, oh, okay. So they're doing that, and the president is like, yo, come to the White House, let me holler at you. And when the president invites you to the White House, you kind of be like, I guess I'm going to go. I guess I'm going to go see. I wouldn't go to the White House now, but that's neither here nor there. But ain't nobody inviting me either, so that's also there. So he's like, yeah, I'll go on the one condition I can bring Isaiah. So he brings Isaiah. They at the White House, you know what I'm saying? And General Ross is like, yo, man, I want you to get the band back together. Like, what band? The Avengers. Man, I want y'all doing the old-timey choreography. Get the band back together, man. Get some new members in there and just get it cracking again. He's like, what? He's like, yeah, man, get the band back together. I don't know, man. Get the band back together, man. Let me go have this little talk, but I want you to get the band back together. And Falcon is like, what? That's crazy. And then all hell breaks loose when, something happens and Isaiah Whitlock tries to kill the president. And so it's just like, oh. So it goes down. It's crazy. I'm not going to, this ain't no spoiler alert review. So I'm just keeping everything on the surface. So it goes down. During that whole process, we're introduced to the head of security that the president has, Ruth Seraph. She's a former Black Widow. So she's like the head of security for the president. And so they're trying to piece together all these mysteries and what's going on. Also dealing with the Serpent Society because Sidewinder's out here doing some nefarious things. And then, they finally bring it to the fold too. They talk about the Celestial that was frozen in place on the Eternals that made like this huge island that they kind of touched on, but they haven't really touched on. Now they touching on that. It's like, yo, man, there's a lot of resources that can be found in this Celestial that's in the middle of the Indian Ocean. And we found this rare metal that's super strong, even stronger than vibranium. It's called adamantium. So now we got adamantium in the fold. So, adamantium is closely linked to the X-Men. So I see what they doing here. They're trying to harness that. All that is going on. Meanwhile, the leader is up to no good behind the scenes with a hoodie on. Why do villains always be hoodied up? They just be in the hoodie. Nobody will recognize me. My skin is green. I got a big ass weird misshapen head, but nobody's gonna notice because I got the hoodie on. You feel me? So I'm gonna just be in the shadows using my big mutated brain to pull the strings from behind the scenes. Okay, so you got that whole dynamic going on. Not to give everything away, but essentially this movie is about Sam finding his footing as Captain America, dealing with General Ross. General Ross has his own secrets going on, which lead him to, become the Red Hulk. Y'all probably already know the Red Hulk is in it. Harrison Ford is taking on the role of General Ross, taking over for the late William Hurt, who was originally Thaddeus Ross. So yeah, without giving too much away, but let's get into the review of the movie. Now, I feel like this is a continuation of the series that was on Disney Plus. Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So now we're progressing from that. I can tell that you could tell that they made changes to the storyline because some of it feels a little disjointed and like it's too much going on at the same time. I feel like they were just trying to, let's put this in, put that in too. I'll change that. We'll do this at the end. So I feel like you can feel some of that when you watch the movie. The fight choreography and the action scenes are good. It's solid, pretty exciting stuff. Joaquin Torres as the new Falcon, I feel like they had him just doing too much. He was trying to be too funny. And it was like, all right, man, all right, chill out. He was a bit much, especially when he was trying to be funny with Isaiah Whitlock. And it was just like, yo, bro, chill out, man. We get it. You got a personality. You're snarky. We get it. I just felt like they was trying too much to make him funny. I didn't connect with him until later when shit hit the fan and he was being serious. I'm like, there we go. Not everything has to be silly all the time. And what made Captain America and the Winter Soldier, to me, one of the best MCU movies, is that they kind of downplayed the funny, silly stuff. You know what I mean? That's one of the more serious MCU movies. As time went on, they kind of got sillier. And I feel like what made the Winter Soldier so great is that it felt like a spy movie. It felt like, just a straight up action movie. And not everything has to be funny all the time. Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson. He's solid, man. He's doing a good job, and I feel like Harrison Ford is a good addition to the MCU as Thaddeus Ross. And the big question is, How was the Hulk? How was the Red Hulk? I feel like I like how you can see Harrison Ford's face within the Red Hulk. I love it when the Hulk, gets the Hulk out. I like it when the Hulk is like out of control and just, going wild. I don't like how they nerfed him and Endgame and beyond, making them all like soft and silly. I'm like, no, I'm not feeling that. I want the Hulk to be dangerous. I want him to be like, yo, man, he could clap this whole block down. You know what I'm saying? I like my Hulk dangerous and destructive and wild and a loose cannon, but at the same time, he's a good guy, but he can just clap your whole neighborhood off. Can you imagine how strong you got to be that your clap is just leveling the whole city block? Like let's say the Hulk is watching the show, and he's like, man, this was great. Ha! He done decimated the whole neighborhood you live in. Your whole gated community is finished because he enjoyed some programming. And he just had to clap. Man, pap! Your whole life is destroyed on one clap. So I got a kick out of that. This movie is not as bad as people are saying, but it's not great either. There's some definite flaws within it, but it is entertaining. It was a good time. They didn't completely shit the bed, and I feel like this is better than several MCU movies. They'll try to show you on Rotten Tomatoes like, man, 49%. This is the lowest score since Skippy Whitlock came out in 1946. It's not. It's better than Thor 2. To me, it's better than the first Thor. To me, it's better than the first Captain America movie, the first Avenger. Barely though, but I had a lot of problems with the Captain America First Avenger. I feel like it's a step in the right direction into, what's going on for the future. And I feel like it didn't feel like a super setup piece. I hate it when everything feels like a super setup piece where you don't enjoy the actual piece that you're watching. But forget all that. You want to know a smooth jazz review of Captain America Brave New World? Well, here it is. Oh, yeah. I'm giving Captain America Brave New World 3 saxophones out of 5, man. It's solid. You know what I mean? The action was good. It was just, I can tell they were throwing too much stuff in there just to throw it up in there. And it felt disjointed. You could feel that. But in terms of Sam Wilson, Anthony Mackie, Harrison Ford, Giancarlo Esposito as Sidewinder was a good time. Wanted to see more of that. Isaiah Whitlock is the original Captain America, you know what I'm saying, that was wrongly imprisoned. There's a lot of meat on that bone, and I would really like to see a movie about that. That would be fantastic to see. So I really like that they added him into the mix in this storyline. Yeah, man, it just got me to thinking, man, don't overdo it with the jokes. New Falcon. Joaquin Torres, just chill out, man. I get it, man. I get it. Personality, right? But all right, man. All right. You know what I'm saying? If I feel like you're trying to make me laugh, I'm not gonna laugh. And I felt like you was trying to be a smart ass. I'm like, man, you trying to be a smart ass, so I wasn't having a good time. Now, if you a smart ass on your own steam on accident, I'm like, oh, smart ass on accident? Yeah. But if I feel like, oh, I'm gonna be a smart ass, sick of it. All right, peeps, that's my review of Captain America Brave New World. Let me know what you thought of the movie in the comment section below. Do you think people are overly critical of it? Do you think that the bad reviews, you think it earned it? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, how would you rank this movie against other MCU fare? You know what I mean? I want to do like a complete ranking of MCU movies top to bottom. I've never done that. But I would like to. Maybe I'll cook that video up where I rank my personal ranking of MCU movies. But I'll tell you this, Captain America Brave New World is not at the bottom. And if you want to know what my bottom is, you're going to have to watch that video. How about that, man? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as usual, we out here.